I haven't been introduced, but I'm Steve Cody with Peppercom, not that anyone cares. I did some checking with Tina, and in IPR's 61-year history, I am the only person to have had the privilege to announce and award 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards from IPR. About 5 years ago, I had the privilege to give that to Andy Polanski of Weber Shandwick. And tonight, yes, I mean, Andy, in absentia, arguably New Jersey's best pickleball player, for those of you who know Andy. But tonight is about a different person, Margi Booth. I'll ask you to hold your applause. I'm teasing, please. I'm here to be interrupted. Margi Booth is an accomplished, that's an understatement, business leader, entrepreneur, and brand marketer, building brands, developing top talent, and helping to drive explosive growth at M. Booth, the communications firm she founded in 1984. Currently, Margi is chairman of M. Booth, which has grown to be one of the most successful mid-sized agency in the communications industry. M. Booth is consistently recognized as a top firm, winning industry awards, Agency of the Year, Creative Agency, and one of the best places to work, 2023 Ad Age, PR Week, and Provoke. In 2009, she sold her agency to Next 15 Communications Group, a holding company comprised of 22 digital market research and communications firms. From 2013 to 2018, Margi also served as executive vice president of Next 15, where she spearheaded holding company-wide initiatives across insights, analytics, talent retention, and recruitment, played a lead role in the identification and integration of acquisition targets, and oversaw several agencies in the portfolio. Margi was inducted into PR Week's Hall of Fame in 2016, an honor bestowed on inspiring leaders, unlike me, who have made outstanding contributions to the development of the communications industry. She is a New York Women in Communications Matrix recipient and received the New York Public Relations Society's prestigious John W. Hill Award for her leadership. Currently, Margi serves as co-chair of the National Center for Learning Disabilities and is a member of the board of the Women's Enterprise Action Loan Fund. And here's my favorite part. Margi is a passionate adventure traveler, having gone trekking to see gorillas in Uganda, kayaked in Antarctica, and just witnessed the Great Migration in Kenya. Please give me an outstanding ovation from Margi Booth, our Lifetime Achievement Award winner.
Okay, first of all, can you hear me okay? All right. So, hi, everybody. And first, big congratulations to my fellow awardees, Dr. Dren Meng and Stacy Smith. It's an honor to be among your company. I recently was fortunate enough to be in Kenya looking at lions mating when my iPhone rang, and I handed the phone to my friend Catherine and said, I think I won an award. And she said, wow, this is effing big deal. And I said, the lions or the award? And you know, it was awesome to see the lions, but it is more awesome to win this award. I am so truly honored to receive IPR's Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you, IPR Board, Tina McCorkindale and team, and thank you to my dear friend Steve Cody, who unexpectedly and so lovely nominated me for this. It's Oscar night, so bear with me. A few more thank yous to my family who is here, my husband Marvin, my daughters Julie and Lauren, my son-in-law Dave, and my best friend and sister Jane, for all your love and caring, and for making my life so joyous and full of adventure. To my work family, Brad Rodney, my former partner of 35 years, who was always the true brains behind our operation and kept me in check at the most important times. To Dale Bornstein, our CEO, who came in 10 years ago when I knew we needed fresh leadership and a bigger vision. Together with our incredible leadership team, she and they have quadrupled the size of the agency and, more importantly, continue to build a caring, empathetic culture. Finally, to Embu's senior leaders who are here tonight, especially the original Boothers who have been with me almost since the beginning. I know that you wake up every day and work so hard to make our agencies the best it can be. I stand in awe of you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to tell a little story. My first job in PR was at Reuter Finn. I was 24 and worked in the radio TV department. One day, I got a call from a client, strange that a client should call a 24-year-old, but neither here nor there, named Culver. He was from a bank in the Southwest, and he told me that every Christmas, they bake gingerbread cookies. Okay. He asked if I could get the cookies on The Tonight Show. For the purposes of this story, I'm not sure whose idea it was, but I asked Culver if he could build a life-size sitting gingerbread that the host could interview. He said yes. So I phoned over to The Tonight Show. In those days, actually no email. I know that's hard to believe. And they thought it was a great idea. So Culver and a 7-foot-high cookie flew first class from Dallas. We met the plane. Culver had brought enough cookies for the plane and for the audience of The Tonight Show, and we put the cookie into a big stretch limousine and took it over to NBC. I told Culver I would call him when we knew that cookie would be interviewed so he could come over to the green room. I waited and waited the first night. No call. The second night came, I waited and waited and waited, and no call. Then the third night came. Uh-oh, still no call. And this is what I do know. That gingerbread cookie is still rotting in the basement of Rockefeller Center. And as my friend said, you have to say this, and that's the way the cookie crumbled. An abject, utter failure. I was sure I would be fired and we would lose Culver as a client. But nothing happened to me. When the dust settled, I still had a job and we still had a client, but maybe one that wasn't so interested in gingerbread anymore. What I took away and what I realized very quickly was the importance and the value of understanding, an understanding, compassionate workplace. When at 28, I found myself in my own business, I began to understand that to build a successful company, it had to be all about the people. My North Star became inspired people do inspired work. To build an agency that would grow and thrive, the workplace had to be alive with courage. It had to be a place where people could take risks, to fail forward, as Ted Lasso says, to have fun, and to be comfortable with who they genuinely are. I became somewhat obsessed with how to build a humane culture, one that would fuel business growth, create loyalty, and energize teams to do their best work. Over the years, I learned much of it all comes down to how psychologically safe and trusted one feels in the workplace. Dr. Amy Edmondson of Harvard Business School defines psychological safety as a belief that one will not be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, and concerns or mistakes. Research shows that psychological safety makes people feel more engaged and motivated, leads to better decision-making, and empowers people to learn from their mistakes. The critical question then became for me how to build and cultivate a fearless workplace. To start, I always try to remember that people are human. On any given day, they step into the office or today on Zoom, and you don't know what might have happened to them the night before, an hour before, or a minute before. A rude subway rider, a fight with a partner, a great all-nighter. So I always try to read where they are and ask how they are, and it's not a perfunctory question. This has gotten even harder with a hybrid workplace and the demand from many Gen Xers that they don't want to come into the office. And some of them have never even been in an office. So how are they expected to become a part of a culture and keep inspired? Second, an inspired workplace must bring together people from all different backgrounds, all different races, religions, sexual orientations, and life experiences. To me, it is mandatory that our workplace be open and give voice to conflicting points of view of the world, even opinions that you or I might not agree with, but deserve to be heard. Making sure that diversity and equity programs are truly inclusive and intentional, not just a nod to what's fashionable, but digging deeper to provide opportunities for ongoing, serious dialogue and meaningful conversation. Today, it's even more complicated. What an incredible, troubled world we live in. Ukraine, the Israeli-Hamas war, the images we see on social media or simply on our TV, the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, gun violence with over 35,000 deaths from guns to date this year in the United States. All of this is putting enormous stress on the workplace and affecting our employees' mental health, yet we still expect people to produce their best work. We must make room for understanding how much more difficult it is to work smart and effectively during these difficult times and give a little. David Brooks, in his new book, How to Know a Person, sums it up well. The real process of creating a community involves performing a series of small, concrete actions well, being curious about other people, disagreeing without poisoning relationships, revealing vulnerability at an appropriate pace, being a good listener, knowing how to ask for and offer forgiveness, knowing how to host a gathering where everyone feels embraced, knowing how to see things from another's point of view. Brooks describes what's really needed to create a humane, I knew I'd slip over that word, psychologically safe and fearless workplace. I'm proud of the culture we have created at our agency, but for me, it will always be a work in progress. When talking about fear, perhaps we should listen to that great American philosopher, Frank Zappa, who said, a mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it's not open. So how do we ensure our workplaces are safe, open to all ideas, and our culture allows for trusting relationships? In short, I challenge all of us to do whatever it takes to keep those parachutes open every day and in any way you can. Thanks and happy holidays.